Okay, so now we're going to split up this culm of cane and we're going to use this to make the butt section of our rod. So as I mentioned before, the rod we're making is a Richard Walker Mark IV carp rod. So looking at the tapers, I know that the widest these strips need to be is 1/4 of an inch, which is just over 6mm. So I'm going to split it up into my 6 strips, and I'm going to make sure to leave each strip quite a bit wider than it needs to be, just to allow me enough material to plane into the correct tapers. We're going to start off with our splitting knife again, and firstly we're just going to split the whole culm in half. You'll notice how far it's opened up from the flaming, and that's why we split it in advance, just to allow it enough room to expand. So again, we're just going to use our knife and we're just going to split this into 2 halves. Again, I'm going to give it a few little taps until we're through the first node, and then I'll use my hands to guide it for the rest of the way. Split in half there. Now you'll notice on this side of the cane we've got a few marks, which none of them go below the surface, so they're not a major problem, but because we only need 6 strips out of this culm cane, we're going to put that to one side and we're going to use this culm cane. Remember, again, you're going to sacrifice this strip which got a little bit charred during the flaming. So what I'm going to aim to do is split this up into 8 strips, which will give me 6 required strips for the rod. It will also leave me a spare and enable me to get rid of this slightly damaged strip here. First of all, I'm going to get rid of these nodal dams on the inside of the cane. I'll just use the end of the mallet. As you can see, that's shaped itself over the years from doing this particular job. We'll just put it on the inside and we'll just roughly get them off. So now when I'm splitting cane, I like to either split each piece into halves or thirds and work my way from there. So because I'm aiming for 8 strips from this, I'm going to split it in half, and then each half in half again, and then we'll see what sort of size we're looking at there. So again, we'll just use the knife, and we're just going to do this by eye at the moment, because we don't need to be massively accurate at the moment. We'll start the split off and then we'll use the knife, and I'm just going to guide the split with my hands, keeping it central. You have to give it quite a little pull when it goes through each node, and then it splits quite easily. Now we've got our 2 halves, we'll split them in half again. Again, just use the knife, start the split off, and then just using my hands I'll guide it down. If the split starts to run off, so we're running off, this side's going a bit smaller, so we pull on the big side, which is this side, and that should centralise our split, and you'll see we've come back and we're nice and even again. So you can continue down, just using our hands to guide it all the way down until we get to the end. I'll just give them a quick measure. Again, we're plenty big enough now, so if I split both of these in half, it's going to leave me with 2 strips which are roughly 8mm each, which is plenty of excess. It gives me my 6.5mm that I need for the rod, and then a little bit extra to plane off. So again, I'm going to be quite careful. I'm going to split that right down the middle, just a very gentle tap to start the split off, and then the same as before, I'm just going to follow it down. So this side's getting a bit bigger, so we'll pull on that side and we'll keep just guiding it nice and straight down. So this side's getting a little bit bigger, so we'll pull on that side and that straightened itself. Now this side's a tiny bit bigger. Let's split it to nice, two nice even strips. And we'll do the same with the other piece. And just a little tap to start the split off, and then again I'll use my hands to guide it. Not splitting nice and straight, we can just carry on. A little adjustment there. Again, nicely split strips. We use the other half, remembering that we're going to sacrifice that half. And we start to split off. Split that so this side's a little bit bigger, so we'll just pull on that side, and that's nicely evened itself up. Split all the way down. And again, we'll just repeat the process with this one. You'll see I can go down it quite quickly and just guide it by eye all the way down. And there's the 6 strips that we need, but we'll just split this one. And again, because we're sacrificing that one, we'll make that side a little bit smaller just to ensure that this one's definitely big enough. So we'll go down, and we're constantly pulling on this side, which we're going to sacrifice. There we go. So we've got our 7 nice neatly split strips, and we'll pick the best 6 out of those to use in the rod, and we'll save the extra one just in case we have any accidents or need a replacement. With this extra strip, before we make any more progress or use any more time working on them strips, we'll just do a quick break test on this one. So I'm giving it a flex, and it's very stiff. It's a nice stiff piece of cane all the way along. Now we'll just have a little bend test on this bit. I can already feel trying to bend it, it's got a lot of stiffness, and it's getting that. Oh, I'm putting a lot of pressure on that now, trying to break it, and to be fair, it doesn't really want to break at all. You can see it's just starting to go. And I'll be honest, I'm having quite a lot of trouble even breaking this piece. And there we go, you see how it's split into lots and lots of nice little fibres. Now if that was to break in one nice clean break, I'd probably discard the whole of the culm, but that's a good result from the break test. And you can see all the way through that piece of cane, it's split into lots and lots and lots of little fibres, which is exactly what I'm looking for.